Hey, what's up, guys? Max here, and I wanted to make a video about Jean Grey because this month's champions are one of the few that I'm like, okay, I have a somewhat of a history, or I know these champions, as opposed to champions like that are just kind of hit from left field, but that are obviously champions that are been in Marvel. But Jean Grey is such a powerful, just overall X-Men mutant part of the team, and she's been in those shows that I freaking love. So X-Men, and then X-Men 97, I think it was called. So yeah, dude, I'm really excited for this champion. Obviously, very powerful, and wanted to see what Kabam did to translate that into the video game. Will they be successful in it? And just kind of give my early thoughts on this video, basically. We're going to kind of talk a couple of things that I do like about her. So yeah, let's start off with her always active abilities. So she is fully immune to reverse controls, and all her attacks deal energy damage, which is really helpful. You actually want that in certain champions, and you also want that you want to know that she deals only energy damage. Now, she applies this thing called Neural Shock, and you're going to be able to start certain fights with a light attack. She's so far, she seems really easy to do that. Still a very kind of timing pro feature you're going to want to learn as you play just any champion. But she feels very, so far I've started a bunch of initial fights with a light attack, and it feels pretty comfortable. So you can do a parry light attack too as well, if you don't feel as comfortable to start with that. But yeah, the second, third, and fourth light attack, apply these neural shocks, and those are the ones you're gonna kind of want to consistently have on the opponent. Also, that prevents miss, which is incredibly good for some of those champions that activate that feature, so you just can't falter, believe, and you can't just attack into them. So these debuffs are 18 seconds, and they have a 20 stack, so they're going to be looking very nice and red as you kind of use her offensively. Now, one of the features that I feel she's going to be, my rating actually on this champion is pretty high, is because of this exhaustion debuff. So this has been known to be a very annoying debuff when a champion has it on defense. So if they have this feature and you're attacking into this champion, this becomes very annoying. Mixed in with masteries even makes it even worse, and she applies a lot of debuffs. So reduces critical damage by the given amount. So any of your champions, this is at rank 3, right? Oh, this is rank 6. I wonder if that changes if we do rank 3. 354, no. Okay, so so she reduces the crit rate basically with any simple hit. So when struck with or block critical hit, she's going to apply this exhaustion, and it's going to be there for 12 seconds. So once you think it's off, you crit her again, it is back on you, and you're just not dealing damage. Pair that with her force field. So her first force field, she's going to have this shield, which is kind of cool. Actually, the theme of the force field with Jean Grey is awesome. So she has this kind of mitigation of damage, so she kind of reduces damage. Obviously, that actually goes on a big cooldown once you break it. I think it was somewhere, I forget where it was. So when the force field goes on cooldown for 24 seconds. So like mixing that with the exhaustion, you're probably gonna have, I would assume, as we start seeing Jean Greys on defense, we're gonna get a little bit more of this feature, but you're gonna probably see that kind of like these two kind of combine, the exhaustion and the force field together. So that alone, with those defensive features and the punch she packs offensively, I think that's going to be what makes this champion really high in the ratings. Now, like I said, we're going to cover very few things, just because I do want to just show a very quick play style of her. Let me get you to something we can go just do a simple fight. Here we go, Realm of Legends, and let me take this off so you guys can see it. All right, so we're gonna go against that old Winter Soldier, and like I said, we're gonna start doing this live, man. I've done some recordings. We'll probably get those together in a different video. And there you see the light attack. We started off. One thing you kind of want to do too is you want to counter, if possible, with a heavy certain champions that allow you to do that. So we're gonna go more light attacks, and you can see the force field there. One of the things too, you see how I turn those past shock not shocks, neural shocks, right? Into a passive. You stack those up too very nicely. There we go. And if he goes a heavy, we can counter that. And now we're just going to go into a relic, into a heavy, into a special 2. Ooh, that's some serious damage right there. Ideally, anything in battlegrounds, if you do that combination of like basically attack that you just saw me do, everything is dead in battlegrounds. So offensively, she does pack a punch. She is pretty strong when it comes to her offensive damage. And so let's take a look at this fight. This was 46 hits in 56 seconds. Now, one of the things I wanted to point out there that we saw, or you saw do, is you want to make sure you counter heavies with her heavies. So all right, so yes, you want to keep counting her heavies with heavies. And again, that is to build her up when it comes to her charges, and also have debuffs that are on the opponent. Now, I want to show this fight again. She is, from my perspective and kind of my view of this champion so far, really early on, is that she's going to counter these very annoying skill champions. There we go. So we can start with light attacks there. And great thing about Killmonger is that you can counter his special 1 very easily. And now we have him needing to throw a light attack. Now here we're just going to do a bunch of light attacks to apply those neural shocks. Now we have him passive, and unfortunately, there we go. Now we do some more light attacks and see if he does a heavy. See the shield coming down though? Those are the block hits. Again, taking reduction on the damage too there as well. And then we're going to keep going here and see if he launches a special 1. Hopefully he does. I want to counter that with my heavy. Perfect. And then see the reverb. Ideally, any other champion is going to take so much damage, but because those are red damage, she takes no damage. Back on the reverb, which is super nice. That was a SIG 200 Killmonger there on defense. And again, I was really waiting it out, but you can do this fight a lot quicker. I can't scroll up, I guess, but it took 56 seconds to do this fight. But again, she comes out with like almost 100% health, if not 99% health. That's because I was blocking a lot, but her force field really helped on that as well. So overall, like I said, I'm really excited for this champion. I'm not chasing the champion when it comes to purchases, but I am excited for it when it comes to the Titan Crystal or any abilities that she's going to be, for us to get her a bit easier than spending a lot of money on it. So if you need a good counter for like specific skill champions, she's going to shine. She can do other fights, but she is really good for those. But I also see her as a defensive champion, and I do think that she is awesome, man. I can't wait to have the Phoenix, Jean Grey, have a duel, have these champions in my account. I'm looking forward to her at being added to my account. I still have a fairly few mutants that I still need to rank up to rank 3, and so that's on the list. And I think once we do get Jean Grey, she's going to be on the list too of rank ups. That's again my early thoughts on this champion. We can dive a bit more if you do care to see some specifics on Jean Grey. Let me know in the comments. But I am still actively testing her, just figuring out her again, getting more used to her, figuring out like everything about her, even though we don't have her. But I do like it. I do like this champion. So good luck out there if you're still trying to get her as well, and let me know what you think, especially if you got her, or what you're seeing on her offensively or defensively. But yeah, overall at the end, sorry, I kind of should have said this at the beginning, but I do rate her fairly high. I think I'm gonna start rating champions, and this is really early on, and this rating might change just as a champion alone, because she is defense. I feel that she's going to be a good defensive champion. We'll see how that performs. I want to get her like a good 8 out of 10. Offensively, she does great. Now she can't do. I feel like she's not all around. Like she's not taking Mystic champions. She's not taking some other annoying champions out. That's why I won't give her like a 9 or a 10. but still really high at an 8 because of her defensive mechanics. If she didn't have any defensives on there, I think, and she was just offensive for the skill, I think I would give her like a 7, which is still really low, but decent because she does a good job at what she was supposed to do, right? But yeah, let me know how you feel about that rating, 8 out of 10, in the comments too as well. Take care, guys. Peace.